Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive? Today, we're going to be looking at something I think you'll find pretty fascinating. Prompt journals.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, and we've got this resource called 50 Prompt Journals, put together by a company called Lestallion.
Lestallion. Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, as I was looking at their website, I realized it's not just about selling journals.
Hmm.
They've got all these extra resources,
Like what?
extra prompt ideas, affirmations, even blog articles. They're really leaning into journaling as a lifestyle, like a whole approach to life.
Wow, a whole ecosystem for journaling.
Exactly. And get this, they also have all these really cool A5 journals for sale, gorgeous colors.
Ooh, like what?
Well, I noticed Galloway Khaki Cream and Gypsy Rose Pink.
Oh, this sounds pretty.
Yeah, and some of them are already sold out.
Oh, wow. So popular.
Yeah.
So this article, 50 prompt journals, is that where we're diving in today?
Exactly. It's all about using prompts to really dig deep into different aspects of yourself. They break it down into 5 categories.
Okay, I'm listening.
Personal reflection, creativity and imagination, goal setting, gratitude, and self-discovery.
Really covers all the bases, huh? So are we going to go through all 50 prompts?
Well, we thought instead of just listing them all, we could pick out a few that really jumped out at us. The kind that make you go, aha.
Right, those are the good ones, the thought-provoking ones.
Exactly. And maybe they'll resonate with you, our listeners, as well. So let's start with personal reflection.
Okay, let's do it.
This one really struck me. Reflect on your favorite childhood memory. How has it shaped the person you are today?
Oh, wow. Powerful stuff, right? It really makes you think about how much our childhood experiences shape us, even those we think we've forgotten.
Yeah, sometimes it's not until you really stop and think about it that you realize how much those early memories have influenced your values, your perspective. It's like those memories become part of who you are without you even realizing it.
Absolutely, like looking back at a younger version of yourself and seeing how it all connects to the present.
Exactly. Okay, so moving on to creativity and imagination.
Okay, what have we got?
Here's one. Imagine you've been given a magical power for one day. What would you do, and how would it change your life?
Oh, that's a fun one. Really gets the imagination going.
Right. And it's not just about, fun daydreams, but what it reveals about you, what you value.
What would I do with that power? It's a tough one.
I know, right? So many possibilities. What about you? What would you do with that magical power if you had it for a day?
I think, I'd want the ability to see the world through someone else's eyes, to really understand their perspective, their joys, their struggles.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think it would be so insightful, lead to more empathy and understanding in the world.
Absolutely. And it actually ties into journaling itself, right? It's
Yeah.
all about stepping outside of yourself, exploring different perspectives.
You're right. It's like a form of mental time travel, experiencing the world through different lenses.
Okay, so on to the next category, goal setting.
All right, let's get down to business.
Right. This one was powerful. Write about one fear that's holding you back. How can you overcome it? And what's the first step?
Ooh, that's a good one. Facing your fears head on, huh? It's like they say, sometimes the only way out is through. Reminds me of the Stoic philosophers who believed visualizing your fears could help conquer them.
I've definitely found that just acknowledging those fears can take away a lot of their power.
Right. Naming it takes away its control.
Exactly. And this prompt goes even further. It's like, okay, now that you've named it, what are you going to do about it? What's the plan?
It shifts you from being stuck in fear to taking action.
Exactly. Okay, let's move on to gratitude. We all need a little bit of that, right?
Absolutely. What's the prompt for this one?
Think about a challenge you faced recently. What lessons did it teach you, and how has it helped you grow?
Oh, I like that. It's easy to just focus on the negative, but this one forces you to look for the silver lining.
Yeah, those tough times, they can actually be the biggest teachers, right?
Absolutely. Like they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Or at least more resilient.
Right. I think it's like the Japanese art of kintsugi, where they repair broken pottery with gold, so the cracks become part of the beauty, a symbol of resilience.
That's a great analogy. Our challenges can make us stronger, more beautiful in our own way.
Exactly.
Mm.
Okay, finally, we have self-discovery.
The journey of getting to know yourself better.
Exactly. And this one really caught my eye. Reflect on a time when you surprised yourself. What did you discover, and how did it change your perspective?
That's a good one. It reminds us that self-discovery isn't always a straight line. Sometimes it's those unexpected detours that lead to the greatest revelations.
It's like stumbling upon a hidden talent or realizing you can do something you never thought you could.
Absolutely. Those moments can really redefine how you see yourself.
They really can. So tell me, have you had any experiences like that where you surprised yourself and discovered something new about who you are?
I think I have, actually. Yeah, there have been a few, actually.
Oh, come on, tell me about one.
Well, a while back, I kind of impulsively signed up for an improv comedy class.
Whoa, that's not what I would have pictured you doing.
Oh, right. Me neither, to be honest.
You don't strike me as the spontaneous type.
Yeah, not exactly known for being the life of the party, but something about the challenge just intrigued me. And
Huh.
and you know what?
Uh,
I discovered this whole side of myself I never even knew existed.
like what?
I found out I could be funny, like I could think on my feet, and I actually enjoyed making people laugh.
That's awesome.
It was a total revelation.
I bet.
It made me realize sometimes the most unexpected paths lead to the coolest self-discoveries.
It's so true.
Right.
It reminds me of that quote, life begins at the end of your comfort zone.
Exactly.
Oh, right.
Stepping outside of that comfort zone, that's where the magic happens.
It really is.
And speaking of comfort zones, Lestallion, they seem to be creating a pretty comfy, stylish one for journalers with their products.
What do you mean?
Well, they're really focusing on quality, it seems like, with those A5 journals.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. They use PU leather for the covers and 120 GSM paper for the pages.
Yeah, exactly.
For those of us who aren't stationery experts, what does all that mean?
Okay, so PU leather, it's a type of synthetic leather, so it's durable but also animal friendly, which is a big plus for a lot of people these days.
Right.
And 120 GSM, that's a good solid weight for journal paper. You won't get any ink bleeding through.
Oh, that's a relief.
Yeah, no flimsy pages or messy ink, that's for sure.
Definitely a plus. And I noticed they have those unique color names too for the journals.
Oh yeah, definitely appealing to the visual senses there, right?
Right, like ash gray black and cocoa brown.
Oh yeah, those just sound luxurious.
They do. It's like, yeah, journaling should be a whole sensory experience, not just a mental one.
Exactly, engaging all the senses.
I love that. And I mean, the fact that some of those colors are already sold out,
Yeah,
that suggests people are really into this whole journaling lifestyle they're promoting.
definitely seems to be resonating.
It makes sense though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
in a world that's so digital, there's something really grounding about actually putting pen to paper.
Absolutely. It's like carving out a space for yourself for mindful reflection in a world that's constantly bombarding us with information and stimulation.
Right.
It's a way to slow down, connect with yourself, process your thoughts and emotions in a deeper way.
Exactly. It's like a digital detox for the mind.
Exactly.
And I think that's what makes prompt journals so valuable, especially for someone like our listener who's already on a journey of self-improvement and learning.
Absolutely. It's like having a guide, a roadmap for exploring the depths of your own mind and heart.
Exactly.
So, shall we dive back into a few more of those prompts?
Yes.
All right, let's pick up where we left off.
Okay, so we were talking about personal reflection,
Yes.
and there's this other prompt that really stood out to me. Reflect on the last time you stepped out of your comfort zone. What motivated you, and what did you learn from the experience?
It's a great way to remind ourselves that growth happens when we push our boundaries.
It's so true. And this prompt, it encourages us to really dissect those experiences.
Hmm.
What were the fears we had to overcome? What were the rewards? How did it change our perspective?
Sometimes we just need that little nudge to try something new.
Right.
And looking back on those experiences, it can help us build confidence
Absolutely.
and ultimately become more comfortable with the unknown.
It's about building that muscle of courage and resilience one step outside the comfort zone at a time.
I love that. Okay, let's move on to creativity and imagination.
Sounds good. Which one caught your eye?
Okay, this one's fun. If you could design your perfect home, what would it look like and how would it reflect your personality? Ooh, that's a good one. It's like a personality test disguised as an interior design project.
Right. It makes you think about what kind of environment would make you feel most at home, most inspired,
Exactly.
most like yourself.
Yeah, I mean, do you think there's a connection between our physical spaces and our inner landscapes?
Ooh, I like that.
Like, could designing your dream home actually lead to insights about who you are at your core?
I think so. I really do.
Yeah, our surroundings can have a huge impact on our mood, our creativity, our overall well-being. So it makes sense that creating a space that reflects who we are, who we aspire to be,
Right.
that can have a really powerful effect on us.
It's like you're externalizing your inner world, giving it a physical form.
Exactly, a form of self-expression through design.
Love it. Okay, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about the goal-setting category.
All right, let's get focused.
There's this one that really got me thinking. Reflect on your definition of success. How has it evolved, and what does it look like today?
Ooh, that's a good one. It's so easy to get caught up in society's definition of success, you know?
Right, like what does success really mean to you?
Exactly.
It's such an individual thing.
It is, and it's something that can change over time as we evolve, as our priorities shift.
Totally.
What might have seemed like the ultimate goal in our 20s might hold a totally different meaning now.
Absolutely. It's all about recalibrating, redefining what matters most to us at different stages of our lives.
Right. It's a lifelong process of self-discovery and growth.
Speaking of lifelong processes, let's move on to gratitude, a practice that can truly enrich our lives.
Absolutely. Gratitude is a game changer.
It really is.
What's the prompt for this one?
Okay, so this one is beautiful. Reflect on a skill or talent you're proud of. How has it enriched your life, and how can you share it with others? It's a reminder that we all have unique gifts.
I love that it goes beyond just acknowledging our own strengths.
Right.
It encourages us to think about how we can use those strengths to make a difference, to give back, to serve others.
Right, so the call to action, but in a very gentle and empowering way.
Exactly. Gratitude isn't just about appreciating what we have, but also about recognizing how we can use those gifts to enrich the lives of others.
I love that perspective.
Right.
Okay, finally, we come to self-discovery.
The never-ending journey of understanding ourselves.
Exactly. And there's this one prompt that's so powerful. Think about a time you felt truly fulfilled. What contributed to that feeling? And how can you recreate it?
Oh, wow, that's a good one.
It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day, the hustle and bustle.
Right, we forget to prioritize those things that bring us joy, that give us purpose.
Exactly.
This prompt, it's like a treasure map guiding us back to those moments of fulfillment, you know?
Yeah.
What were the elements that created that feeling? Who were we with? What were we doing? What were we thinking and feeling? By analyzing those moments, we can start to identify the ingredients that contribute to our sense of fulfillment, and then, intentionally incorporate more of those elements into our lives.
Right. It's about taking control, taking ownership of your own happiness.
Exactly.
Realizing you have the power to create more of those fulfilling experiences.
Absolutely. And sometimes it's simply a matter of shifting our perspective.
Right.
Focusing on the things that bring us joy, making choices that align with our values.
It's like you're talking about mindfulness, which seems to be like woven throughout Lestallion's whole approach to journaling.
You're absolutely right. It's about self-awareness, intentionality, connection, and that's something I'm definitely on board with.
Me too. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today,
We have.
exploring some pretty thought-provoking prompts. But before we wrap up, I wanted to get your take on something.
Sure. What's on your mind?
Well, it's just that we've talked about a lot of prompts today.
We have.
And that's just a small sample from the 50 that Lestallion put in their article.
Right. Just scratching the surface, really.
And then they have even more on their blog, like all kinds of prompts.
Oh, yeah. They have tons of ideas.
It's incredible, isn't it? Like witchy prompts, holiday prompts, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, there's a prompt for everything, it seems like.
It really shows how adaptable prompt journaling is.
It is.
There's something for everyone.
Exactly. Whether you're trying to process emotions, get creative, set goals, there's a prompt out there for you.
I think that's what makes it so appealing.
Yeah.
Like no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're trying to achieve, there's a prompt that can guide you.
It takes away that feeling of, where do I even start?
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
You don't have to stare at a blank page and feel intimidated.
And with resources like this, like Lestallion's 50 prompt journals,
Yeah,
it makes it so much easier to get started.
absolutely.
And the cool thing is, you can always revisit these prompts, you know?
Oh, totally.
Like your answers might change as you grow and change.
Right, your perspective shifts.
Yeah, and you might get new insights that you didn't see before.
It's like having an ongoing dialogue with yourself.
Exactly. Captured in your journal.
And that can be really powerful to look back and see how far you've come.
So for our listeners who are feeling inspired to start their own prompt journaling journey, what advice would you give them?
I'd say start small.
Yeah.
Choose a prompt that speaks to you. Find a quiet spot and just write.
Don't overthink it.
Exactly. Just let the thoughts flow.
It's about the process, not about being perfect.
Right. And there's no right or wrong way to journal. It's your own personal practice.
Make it your own.
Exactly. Find what works for you, whether it's a fancy journal or scraps of paper.
It's the reflection, the self-expression that matters.
And you never know, you might surprise yourself with what you discover along the way.
That's the beauty of it, right? Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of prompt journals,
It's been fun.
it has, we wanted to leave you with one final question to ponder.
Okay, hit me with it.
Of all the prompts we talked about today, which one resonated with you the most?
Ooh, that's a good one.
And why? We encourage you to think about it, maybe even jot down your thoughts.
See what comes up?
You never know what insights you might uncover.
Until next time, happy journaling, everyone.